Before you change careers after 40, watch this. If you're over 40 and thinking about a career change, here's the cost I almost paid. Hey, I'm Kurt. I left a 27-year award-winning career as a chef and reinvented myself after 40. If you dig a no BS approach for life or career-related advice for men over 40, hit that like and subscribe button. When my chef career ended, I seriously considered becoming a professional musician. At the time, my passion for music rivaled my passion I used to have as a chef. I was playing guitar 2 hours a day, and without realizing it, I made a trade. I stopped exercising. Not dramatically, not heroically, just, quietly, like, one healthy habit slipping out the back door with a suitcase. That was the cost, right? Because time doesn't expand because you discover a new direction. It reallocates. You don't make time. Something else gets evicted. That's when I realized something most men never calculate. When you start thinking about changing careers after 40, the real question isn't, what do I want? It's, what am I willing to sacrifice? Because you're not in your 20s. It's a different ball game once you've climbed the ladder and established yourself. I didn't answer that in a weekend. I let it sit, right? In traffic, waiting rooms, late at night. And then the full picture showed up. And I asked myself, do I, at 41 years old, want to be living in a van with 4 other dudes, touring dive bars, hoping we sell enough merch to cover gas? I had to be honest, it was no. Not because I didn't love music, but because I wasn't willing to pay that version of the price. Because loving something and wanting the lifestyle that comes with it are two very different things. Once I admitted that, something powerful happened. I stopped fantasizing and I started designing. Part of what scared me the most about leaving an established career was this belief that, starting over or career change or reinvention, whatever you want to call it, meant throwing everything I built away or starting from the bottom. No, that's bullshit. It is not true at all. Most guys don't want a new life. They want a version of the one they already paid for that fits who they are now, not who they were in their 20s or 30s. Most accomplished men don't struggle because they lack options. They struggle because they never ran the full cost of calculation. For example, you say, I feel like I'm just going through the motions in life. All right, let's cost that out. How many hours a week do you spend overthinking decisions or stagnant that you used to make in minutes? 5 hours a week, 10 hours a week? 10 hours a week is 500 hours a year. That's 500 hours of mental bandwidth burned in hesitation. That's not emotional language. That's lost leverage. That's basically 3 months of full-time work spent staring at the ceiling like a cat. And when you tolerate work that no longer fits, decision speed drops. You reread emails before sending them. You sit on moves you should make. You replay conversations at night instead of being present at home. It doesn't look dramatic. It looks responsible, but it's expensive. The slower you decide, the slower everything compounds, right? Projects stall, opportunities pass, your team senses hesitation, your edge dulls. You're functional, but misaligned. The slower you decide, the slower everything compounds, right? Projects stall, opportunities pass, your team senses hesitation, your edge dulls. Functional but misaligned lives don't explode, they flatten. And then here's the flip side. When decision speed returns, execution accelerates, and you start seeing momentum in your life again. And at work, meetings shorten, your team responds faster, you stop carrying unfinished decisions into the evening. The faster you decide, the faster you test. The faster you test, the faster you learn. The faster you learn, the faster you position yourself. Because every delayed decision compounds drift. Every decisive move compounds clarity. That is leverage. So if you're over 40 and considering a career change, don't just ask what you want, ask what it'll cost. And ask the harder question. If I stay exactly where I am for the next 3 years, what erodes? My energy, my standards, my reputation as somebody decisive, my presence at home? Because staying has a price. Staying cost me 5 years and $250,000, and I started accepting lower standards that my younger self would have laughed at. I shrank. You're already paying something. The question is whether you're choosing it consciously. Sometimes the right move isn't to burn it all down. It's a redesign. Reduce internal friction, regain decision speed, let momentum compound again. That's not fantasy. That is strategy. So before you make a move, run the numbers. What do you want? And what are you actually willing to pay for it? And if you're not sure what you're already paying, take the 2-minute quiz. It'll show you where hesitation, overthinking, and drift are quietly taxing you. The link is in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week. Cheers.